Alright, I missed some of the chat room, so if there's stuff going on here, let me try to sneak back and see what I can. Hey baby, want to taste my sea monkeys? I'm just kidding, I'm just joshing. You get shots in condoms? Oh my goodness, that sounds horrific. I assuming that maybe they're not lubricated. Oh yeah, I'm sorry if I'm pulling you away from the Republican debates. I guess you could TiVo that. Or if you want, I can paraphrase what's happening on the debates right now. I refuse to take a strong stance on anything that really matters. However, I will say that there's bad things in the world. I will protect you from those things, unlike these people who potentially are homosexuals. Now, government needs to be shrunk. Taxes need to go down. You need more money in your pockets. These people have had sex with bears. Now, my campaign is built on these principles of you having more money and there being less taxes and we making sure that there are no abortions or gay people in public. Thank you for your vote and good night. Okay, that may or may not have actually been a direct quote from the debates. My apologies if your candidate is changing the world right now. Sex with bears. Now, is that metaphorical? Is that a homage to the hairy gay gentleman brethren of mine? Or is it an actual bear we're talking about? I was actually in my mind thinking of actual bears, because that would be far more impressive for a Republican to pull off. Please don't mention bear sex anymore. Is anyone in the chat room under 18? I'm going to have to ask you to not tell your parents you're here. No, I'm just kidding. I don't think I've said anything that would get me in trouble, I don't think. Then again, I've got a wacky sense of what's right and wrong now. For example, I would think, crazy, that if you see students on a college campus, the kind of symbolic places of fertile new thought and, you know, rabble-rousing those crazy college kids, that if they were on the ground, you kind of doing nothing, then it would be wrong, judgment on my part, I know, wrong, to pepper spray them. Now, I'm just a simple man with a simple idea of right and wrong. But anyway, I don't want to get into that too much. It's hard to gauge too much the state of the Occupy movement and the police brutality until we know where things go in terms of sanctions against officers and the lawsuits against them. If our court system fails to punish those that have done acts of violence or excessive force, then we're really fucked. We either need to show laws being changed or prosecutions. And if neither of those happens, then what we're saying is that, well, we accept a police state, and really we're cool with this descent into fascism. I have yet to give up faith. If you watched the earlier broadcast, you probably know that I'm a bit of a optimist, and that has caused some people some distress as they feel like that we need to be more angry more of the time. And if that works for you, awesome. Yeah, that's another. I haven't read in the stories or the articles about that, but there is another example that's been coming up: a woman who is pepper sprayed and potentially batoned that may have miscarried, who is pregnant. I heard someone say, "Hey, you know, if you are pregnant, what are you doing putting your baby in harm's way at a protest?" And my response was, one, I don't think you go to a protest with the assumption that you're going to get beaten and pepper sprayed. If that is the case, we're fucked. If there is the assumption that if you're going to peacefully protest against the government in any way that you are signing up for assault, we are in trouble. On the other hand, if I was a pregnant mother, which, as we've already discussed, I'm not fertile due to my vasectomy, so I cannot be with child. What? Oh, right. Oh, yeah, I also don't have a uterus. But if I did have a child or was with child, I think that the thought of I need to go protest, I need to go make sure and protect my child's future is every bit as responsible as saying I can't protest because I have to protect this child. I don't think that one is irresponsible and the other isn't. Either choice makes sense from a protective mother's instinct. So now, if that is true, if there is a miscarriage because of this violence, then we have crossed a line that, I mean, that unborn child is a martyr of the movement, and hopefully we can, with calmer hands and spirit and heads, go to the next steps of this dialogue. I mean, I think that proves the point, right? Can everyone agree that was absolutely unnecessary, absolutely too much, absolutely not the way we want to be Americans? I don't see how you can protest that. Take the issues out. We need to make an environment that is healthy for protest and dissent. That is as American as anything. That's what freedom is about. Freedom of speech, freedom of the press. It's so that we can, no matter what, yell that things are fucked up. Okay, did I say I was not going to talk about that? Alright, we got into it a little bit. It's an interesting thing, you know, that there was just a... Well, no, I'll move on. So let me talk a little bit, let me shift gears a little bit into our happy place.